try to get more than what your friend knows. Back in the day, I used to want all the details because I would argue with my friends every day at lunchtime in, high school or whatever. You wanted to know all the info because it made you, come on, like that was me. And I think that's y'all too. So I say this, and this is my thought about the lawsuit. I don't think any artist suing Universal Music Group is the Illuminati. It's like a rapper or an artist suing Live Nation. That's the Illuminati too. There's certain organizations that are too big to fail. If someone sues Amazon, you're going to probably lose, right? Now, I'm not going to say there aren't settlements, this and third, but there's no one person taking down Amazon. There's no one person taking down Universal. There's not one person taking down Live Nation. These are companies, and, I had to explain to somebody today what the real meaning of an industry is. Like, you have businesses, but an industry is usually really controlled by a very small amount of people. They create the industry. Universal Music Group, Sony Music Entertainment, and Warner Music Group, they actually create the industry. Why? Because the way how they operate, they basically have a ironclad, well-oiled machine that is cyclical. They create music, and it's the reason why even of the new catalogs, still 85% of all new catalog ends up being on a major. Everybody talks independent, but Jello Ball just signed. Okay, it does basically. If you want success in music, you have to. That's kind of what the industry. You got to get in the industry. You got to get with the people controlling the shit. How do they control the shit? They own part of SoundCloud, Spotify. They have these deals and shit like that. I made an explanation to someone today because they were like, "Well, Drake could just go independent." This is the reason why I've never liked Drake suing Universal. Now, we'll get into his reasons that he claims. And by the way, he hasn't spoken on this publicly. He hasn't put out a press release. Universal put out one today. He ain't say nothing about this lawsuit, other than if you want to believe that Chris Griffith thing. Everything we're hearing about this lawsuit, we're getting it from Drake's filing, and it's a lawyer saying it, which sounds mad federal. That's one of the reasons I think he should speak. Your lawyer is going to make you sound dumb federal. Your lawyer is going to make you sound like a snitch. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you're going to sound real crazy if your lawyer, his job is only tasked with getting the money that you claim you're owed, he's going to say anything in these filings. It's 81 pages. I don't think Drake's going through this with a fine-teeth comb. It's just like these rappers when they go to court and they're like, yo, I'm gangster. They throw up 10 gang signs outside and they be like, yo, man, fuck the judge, fuck the prosecutor. They get to court and get a nice plea. Head down, they don't say a word. Yes, sir, Your Honor. And their fucking lawyer gets them to say yes, ma'am, to every question. And they get out of there and then say, gangster. You know what I mean? They don't do the same thing they do out of court, in court. You know what I'm saying? So, or the lawyer will sign some agreement that makes them look crazy. But the objective is to get out. Anyway, once again, I'm not a fan of this lawsuit. And it's not for the reason you think. Now, the first thing I told you, I'm the not liked person in hip hop because I go for the digging. I want to know your contracts. That's a very private thing and a proprietary thing for most labels and for the people who they're signing. They don't want academics to know your contract. I want to know your contracts. I've done a
nobody want somebody to know their contract. They don't keep that shit on the low.
lot of finagling to get niggas contracts, management deals, all type of shit. Send it to me anonymously. Listen, anytime I love when an artist beef with his label, I get on the phone with the label owner. I said, yo, just send it to this. Just send it from a random email. I'll just cite it. You know how many times I help labels expose their artists and I help artists expose their labels. I'm just that guy. I'm just the guy of wherever the mess, but as long as it's truthful and something that could be content, I'm going to get to it. So in that sense, of course, I love a lawsuit against UMG. We're going to figure out everything, all the nooks and crannies and all the bullshit that really happened in the industry. This industry is a very treacherous place, a place that I've seen behind the veil a little bit. And I'm talking as Zach. I've seen a little bit. And I just say, I wish I could get over to the, like, really over there to really start looking through the drawers of the CEO pause. Like, you know what I mean? Like the offices of the CEOs to really see the real dirt, because what I've seen is a lot of fuck shit. So this lawsuit actually gives a hope that somebody like me could be fed in that way. They'll, if this lawsuit really continues and goes to a certain limit, we're going to find out so much about Drake's career, Universal, how they treat new artists, how everything is done. And for me as a media person, I'm always intrigued. Now, I'm a Drake fan. Everybody knows that, right? This is not a good thing for Drake. It can't be, right? I don't care what his fans try to say. It can't be. Drake can never defeat UMG. There is no artist that can defeat UMG. You can't. It can't. Okay. Now,
great. The new
Ain't
GoDaddy
nobody
Arrow has AI marketing
UMG,
tools to help
man. Y'all
some.
know that.
Oh,
They're juggernauts, man. They got all the power.
here's the thing. What does a win for Drake look like with this? Well, let's just start spitballing shit. I see some of his fans say, "Nah, he gonna get $1 billion." Great, at the expense of his own career. Because if you think that UMG, first of all, today was a very important day. Him filing this lawsuit meant that Universal has to commission probably at least $1 million in responding, gathering some type of discovery, because that's what comes really next, filing motions, doing all these show cause motions, setting all, like, probably it's going to be a lot of money. They have obviously an extensive legal team, but now Drake is costing them money in court when he used to make them money on Spotify. That doesn't tell them that when Drake wants to drop his next project or Drake wants anything, that they're going to be like that. They have any incentive to keep promoting Drake's career to make him a bigger star while he's trying to take money outside of the contract from them. It doesn't make sense. So for me as a music fan of Drake, I look at this and say, well, he might as well just tell us prepare for a cold winter, because I don't think we're getting no new music from him. I don't want that. So that's why I think it's bad. I want new Drake music, and I want his music to do well. I don't think his music or anybody's music could do the best to its ability without the label. It's an industry, it's baked in the cake. If you're not with Universal, Sony, or if you're not with motherfucking Warner, your music just won't get to the next legs. I was explaining again to someone today. Let me give you the real analogy. A lot of this, that's why I keep saying industry. A lot of this music shit's almost like a Ponzi scheme. Okay? Check this out. Universal, they've leveraged their catalog so much for decades. They essentially own the stores. So let me give you an analogy, right? Imagine you own some fire-ass product. This is your product. I'm going to make it up. Your product could cut the lawn, cut your hair, and clean the bathroom. That's your product, whatever product that is, right? Fire, right? Everybody loves it. Cool. People see it on TikTok. People like, oh, shit, that's that shit, blah, 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 blah. It's supposedly fire. Well, how do they get it? Well, they got to go to the store to go get it. Well, who owns the store? Well, partially Universal, Sony, and goddamn Warner. Now, at first, they're going to let that shit sit up there on a nice little front aisle. Okay, cool. Everybody talking about it on TikTok. Go get it. But then they're going to approach a person when it starts to get a little bit more traction and say, hey, listen, yeah, since we own the store and we own everything else and we could promote it a little bit better, how about we do a deal? How about we take your song, we're going to make it 10 times bigger, but we're going to do some things because we own the store that you can't do, right? I.e., instead of having it on that shelf that, yeah, people see it because of all this word of mouth promotion, we're going to put like this little kiosk that when people walk in the store, they can't avoid it. They got to walk around it, or they got to directly interact with it. Even if it's a shitty product, they might be like, yo, we're going to just put a bundle with it. Every time people spend $25, they get $5 off your product. Basically, that's what I'm telling you. That's why you can't beat these labels. They control all the catalog. So I don't care how good your song is. You got your Jello ball and you got 60 million plays on your new song. Yeah, you could be independent, but what you just had is a lightning in a bottle. This label is going to tell you, we're going to not only make the song 3-4 times bigger than you could ever do by yourself, we're going to give you a whole career with it, and we're going to go fund it.
Yo.
I know people keep saying why sign to labels, but the cake is still baked the same damn way. Okay? This is why this is why Universal, Warner, and Sony, they're not in the business of trying to create DSPs. They're in the business of owning the catalog. If a company reserves the right to own 90% of the store,
so you got to do a small
like this, and I'm gonna give you a Drake.
Tell
I know people like, oh, Drake go independent. This is what happens. Say Drake gets a hot song. This is how it works when Drake's on Universal. When Drake gets a hot song, everybody move out the way. Drake got a hot song. No, you can't even drop, nigga. We don't even want to hear you right now. It's Drake's turn. Limit all new product to market, because Drake, who is a priority of us, is making a shit ton of money. Okay? That's how it works. Priorities get the priority. Okay? Remember, you own the store. So now you tell everybody else trying to get their product, no. The first, second, and third shelf is all Drake. So, yeah, too bad for y'all. Y'all can't, right now it's Drake. He got to smash. It's God's plan. This is what happened when you're not with a major. Okay, say you're Jello Ball or whoever. You got a hot song. Your shit does get on the first shelf. But they tried for a while to get you under the fold. Nah, come over here. Everybody try to get you. Once they realize that you're trying to be independent, all they do is flood their product and push. Your product just keeps getting pushed to the left. The entire music landscape is market share. These labels are powerful because of their catalog. And as much as Drake is an amazing streaming artist, the best streaming artist in streaming history, okay? The best streaming artist in streaming history. Universal, Sony, and Warner, they create talent. They have been in the business of creating talent. And when they now own the catalog, they leverage. This is why some of the things that Drake alleges is going to be a little bit bizarre. And I'm going to give an analytical perspective to it, because that's what a label does. Hey, labels will do this. I'll give it on a media perspective. Yo, I give it okay. This actually happened at when I was at what do you call it? Complex. Okay, Rock Nation leverages, I don't know, they'll leverage a big artist. I forgot what the big artist at the time was. But actually, I could do it even with Capital. Capital used to leverage the Migos, who was hot as fish grease at the time, and say, if y'all want this Migos interview, you got to go interview that person, that person, that person, that person, that person, that person. That's leverage. That's how the game goes, right? So these labels are all about leveraging, right? So this is why when, Drake is going to allege certain things like the company has leveraged its position to get this other song popular. I'm like, well, that's what a label does. Like, a label's, that's their whole game. This is why independent artists have a really hard time competing with major labels, because a major label will leverage their biggest artists for their smallest. Like, I'll even give you another example. Hopefully you guys are keeping up with me. We're going to get to the lawsuit. And by the way, I hope you understand. I'm trying to give you like a really layman's term explanation before we get into the weeds. When I was signed to Spotify, right? Again, I'm using different entities and different businesses and different business models to tell you, when you're in an industry, this is how it goes. It was reported on The Verge. There's a Verge website article about it. I want to pull it up. I just want to give you the anecdote. It basically said that Spotify would leverage Joe Rogan to get everybody else ads at a higher rate. They would say, hey, if you want to buy ads at, I don't know, maybe $1 million for like 3 ad reads from Joe Rogan, you got to spend at least $500,000 on these other shows that are our priorities too. What does that mean? That one big artist was getting other people money and subsidizing the rest of the people, right? So Joe Rogan was helping subsidize the rest of the business. Now, again, what I'm trying to tell you is that when you're when you're, whether it's Spotify or podcasts, to a certain extent, I wouldn't say they're nearly like labels, but when you're like labels, you get to damn near almost create.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief. Getting started.
The next thing, you get to limit also people who are independent who don't play the game. That's very, very important. It's always happened. This is not new. It's happened before Drake, and it's going to happen after Drake. So there's a few instances in the lawsuit that Drake is like shocked. It appears that he's like, whoa, why are you doing that? It's like, well, what did you think a label was? This is what a label does. So for the people who
They
do
trying to
think
get
that
Drake
will
out
go
of there, man.
independent
Y'all
and
know
get
that.
half of the results, you're wrong. Second of all, there are some things we're going to find out. Well, before I get to second of all, I give a slight critique.
Trying to
You know,
get
I
the
hate
man
this
out of
lawsuit.
there. Gotta go.
The lawsuit uses public information rather than Drake's private information that
Y'all
he has
like,
with his
comment,
label.
subscribe. Follow me on
Yes,
Twitter.
we understand
Like,
that
comment,
BJ
subscribe.
Academics interviewed some guy who botted some streams for Kendrick. That's cited in the lawsuit. Funk Flex talked about payola that happens on radio. That's cited in the lawsuit. But what would have been more important is information that we probably wouldn't have known, which they omit like completely. I don't know if it's there, but they omit it. First of all, if the offending party is a label you're signed to or your priority, it shows nothing about Drake having any communication with his label saying, yo, you're promoting a song that's Call Me a Pedophile. It doesn't say anything, at least from what I read. I'm going to read it again in front of y'all, but yeah, I would like to see that. So when did you ever tell UMG, yo, you're promoting a song that's Call Me a Pedophile? Could you stop? Did you send them a cease and desist? That's normal. If we're going to file lawsuits, that's normal. Did you communicate with them that this is hurtful? Did you communicate with them after?
Hey, do y'all think Drake snitching by suing UMG? What y'all think?
After your house got shot at and you had to move your son out of your school, of his school? I think that was what he says. We're going to get to it. Did you communicate with that label to say, hey, did you communicate with them in Spotify to say, hey, you have my house as a cover art to this song and my house just got shot at? Stop. Because if none of those things or communications happen, it seems a lot like it's happening in post when really nothing could be done. I guess you could get money, but it then would lead the like-minded people who I see are a lot on Twitter who are saying, no, this lawsuit's only filed because you lost. You get what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to see that where Drake maybe was telling them, hey, listen, hey, if you put out the song or if you keep marketing it this way, you're putting my life in danger. You're doing this, you're doing that. The lawsuit omits all of that. It doesn't show Drake talking to his label at all. Like, what the hell? Like, bro, you've made these guys billions of dollars. You've made $1 billion. How come you never tell them? Right? And I don't think that's a good thing. Anyway, we're going to go through it all. First and foremost, again, the academy.blog, if you want to see all of these things. I'll say this. Let me just go to the. So yesterday in New York court, Drake, he filed this thing to drop the petition, right? So it's to give in layman's terms, it's gonna be so much court terms. And I hope when you guys watch me, you understand that I'm trying to like break shit down, not trying to make you a law student, right? So when Drake filed this petition, right? This petition was a pre-action in court that was trying to petition the court to basically get pre-discovery that was needed to file the lawsuit. Now, that was an interesting move, and I actually thought it was like a kind of a pussy move. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I didn't think Drake was gonna file a lawsuit at all. I was like, why not just file the lawsuit? Instead, what the petition was asking for was, yo, show us some of the things that we have no access to that we could get the proof to file the lawsuit. And I'm like, just file the lawsuit, then ask for that in discovery. That's what people do. So I thought this was a leveraging play from Drake. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought Drake at some point was going to drop it after Universal probably be like, this is a bad look for us, whatever. But me, honestly, I think secretly, I think Universal, this is me speaking, y'all. I think Universal has responded in a way that Drake didn't think they would respond. I think they're saying to Drake, oh, you really think you that nigga? Well, fuck you, fuck a settlement, and fuck your career. I think that's exactly what they're saying to him. And I think they looked at the petition and said, brother, we got nothing to talk about. We could play hardball. We'll tell you how this is going to go. We're going to beat your ass in court. And while we beat your ass in court, your career or what's left of it, we're going to just watch it wither away because you can't drop music without us. And even if you try to push the limits and just drop erroneous music that we could take down, but we love money, so we're not going to take it down, we're not going to promote it. So you're going to be in a bad situation, my boy. But you think you want to go to war with us, we're going to have to teach you a lesson. And yes, I keep saying that it is kind of tantamount and equivalent to the plantation with these labels. Even Drake could go get a spanking. So I think this is what I personally believe, that Universal Music Group is down to give Drake a spanking. Okay? Drake filed this. So you filed this petition saying it was a pre-action. Y'all want to give me the information that I could file the lawsuits, right? There was a hearing scheduled for a few days from now. All of a sudden, he files because the judge actually granted it's called a order to show cause, right? So basically it meant that Drake was going to be able to take some either depositions or be able to look at a few things that he had requested in terms of documents, and the judge had ordered almost like preservation. He withdrew, right, this order that the judge already granted. So the judge ruled in his favor, but he's withdrew it, and instead he just filed the lawsuit the next day. So we're also going to see that Universal, they're not fucking with him. But Spotify, because this is the one in Texas, he sued iHeartMedia and Universal. In New York court, he sued Universal and Spotify. It looked like Spotify kind of talked to him, or their lawyers hollered at Drake's lawyers and said, yo, bro, you think we're trying to like nigga, you helped build this streaming thing. What the fuck? We don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, we work with Universal, but if anybody's doing anything, it's Universal. Here's our books, or they're probably not giving the books, but whatever. Anyway, so it says petitioner and Movent, Frozen Moments, which is Drake's company, by his attorneys, withdraws order to show cause seeking a pre-action disclosure and preservation of certain documents and communication from respondent UMG Records Recording Inc. and the pre-action disclosure for the same thing from Spotify USA. With exhibits filed in Supreme Court, blah, 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 blah. Okay. It says that the petitioner hereby voluntarily dismisses this special proceeding to all respondents without cost to any party, and the plaintiffs met and conferred, okay, with respondents on the 14th. So that will be yesterday regarding this filing. Spotify, which did file an opposition to the order to show cause, responded that it has no objection with the withdrawal and discontinuance. Okay, so Spotify is basically saying, all right, cool, you don't want to continue, bet. I'm pretty sure some type of agreement got made to say, yo, we're going to find, and by the way, Drake could have got the information he needed, however he did. And he talked to Spotify, who knows what Spotify gave him, and he said, yo, all right, bet. We're not going to sue you, and that's probably why Spotify is saying, all right, we're agreeing, or we have no objection to you withdrawing this, because it takes us out of any legal action. UMG didn't file an opposition to the order yet, and it did reserve its position, and they're saying that's their position after this meeting. Oh, my bad, I can't see it. Reserves its position after this meeting on January 14th, yesterday, right? So that happens, and then immediately today we get the lawsuit. Now, this is 81 pages, people. Okay. Somebody said, is Zia's calling? Just call my phone. Just know my number. Oh, get on. Okay. Okay, so my boy Zias is here. Oh, did he call me on here? I'm pretty sure. Okay, let me talk to my boys. Yo, could somebody? So Zias is joining my Discord. Could somebody help me out? Just get him in the chat with me. And yes, if you guys don't know, again, we're gonna go through the whole thing. There's a portion. I don't want to skip skip ahead. There's a portion where Drake points to he points to the promotion of the song and basically said streamers were allowed to react to it with.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Rashid. I was calling to find out if you have any positions available for installers or helpers.
No, not at the moment. I'm real slow right now. I'm looking for work.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Great,
looking for
no
work
problem.
myself. You do installation?
Yeah.
Okay. What all do you do?
Removals, blown insulation, radiant barrier, bad insulation,
Where you located?
rat. I'm located in Deerfield.
Or in Deerfield?
Yeah.
All right. What you usually get paid with for removals?
I guess it really just depends on the job. It has been kind of slow, but I guess it depends on the job. I just did one about a week ago. That was probably 200. I got paid for that.
So how big was it?
I'm not sure about the square footage.
Okay.
It could have been about a 2,000 square foot house. But we also did the ductwork and everything there too, also, and blew back insulation.
All right. So what you say your name is? Cause I'm gonna save your number and I'm gonna call you whenever I get some work done. Whenever I got some work I got some work that need done.
Yeah, my name is Rashid.
Rashid, my name is Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie.
Yes.
All right, good to meet you.
Yes, sir. For sure. I'm gonna lock your number in and I'm gonna keep you posted.
Yeah, if you need any help, just give me a call. I can definitely learn how to run the machines too.
Yeah, I definitely do that.
So just definitely, I appreciate it.
All right, Rashid. Appreciate you, bro. Send me a text with your name too, cause I'm doing something. I might forget to save it, so I'll save it once I'm done.
Okay, I got you.
All right. My bad, y'all. Jesus Christ.
Without Universal claiming it, and basically that encouraged streamers and reactors to react to the song more, which made them money and essentially made the label more money for this defamatory thing. Give me a second. I'm in chat niggas, by the way. So if somebody could help me out, that'd be great. Okay, so yeah, I think these are where some of the reactions are. Okay, so you see Kai Cenat. All right, so you see Kai Cenat there. You see RDC there.
Yo, I got him joining right now.
Okay,
I just got the phone.
all right, perfect. And Cartier family. Okay. Oh, and here they didn't put a picture, but they say YouTuber Zeus posted a 15-minute reaction to the recording on his YouTube channel, which has 4.94 million subscribers. As the date of this filing, the video has 6.6 million views. Then they use RDC Gaming. Then they say Kai Cenat. And by the way, no disrespect to this guy because I didn't know who he was. I don't know if he's a Twitch streamer, but Twitch streamer No Life Shack. They say he posted some stuff as well. He has 4.75 million subscribers, and now that has like 5 million views. Didn't really know who these guys were either. Cartier family, but that's a YouTube channel with over 1.4 million. So again, and I'll read this. I guess we are jumping ahead. It says the effect of the whitelisting of the recording was massive in media. They're able to play the recording in full in their own videos as a profit from and to profit from them. Content creators rush to republish the recording in reaction videos. As just a few examples, it lists these. Then it says these content creators could not have legally republished the defamatory material in full or profited from the reactions without UMG first whitelisting the recording. Okay. All right. So we're gonna holler at Zeus. I think Bilu should probably be with them. I actually reached out to them earlier because Bilu seemingly has sent some Twitters out, some tweets out. I mean, and his tweet was he says, "Yo, Drake, if you don't know, Zeus and Bilu, they're like a duo, right? Pretty much the most popular. Chat, will we say number one most legendary music reactors ever, right? Zeus and Bilu. Like, there's a lot of reaction channels. Obviously, Shot to Flight and everybody, but like we're talking about music reactors. I think Zeus and Bilu is number one all time, right? So Bilu says, "What the fuck I do to you?"
The computer say, Floyd said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what did he say fuck me for? Woke up, I look at the computer.
All right, okay. And by the way, Ray, Zia say did join, so just like get him in here if you can. Appreciate you. All right. Okay, so Bilu said that. Then Bilu posted. He says, "Yo, Drake, keep your name on my mouth," with like an AI photo of Drake in like a rat outfit with the cheese. It looked like he's in a refrigerator. Why does his feet like this? What the hell? God damn. This looks like an Adonis like outfit for Halloween, man. Why they play with my boy Jersey like this, man? Anyway, then he says sometimes you gotta pop out and sue niggas. Drake 2025. And I think which movie is this from? Let me see if y'all know. This is that infamous scene, right? What movie is that again? What movie is that? What movie is that? God damn. What's the name of that movie? He's like, yo, he works at the... Yes, those are my guys. All right. This is the Nino Brown clip right here.
Working hard, but something's holding you back?
It's 8:01. You're late. What is wrong with you people?
And if it's not guys like him, it's the gurus and their scams.
You gotta grind. Wake up at 5 a.m. every day and drink those raw.
I mean, come on, let's kick the ballistics here. Ain't no Uzis made in Harlem.
Oh, shit.
I mean, not one of us in here owns a poppy feet. This thing is bigger than Nino Brown. This is big business. This is the American way.
Oh, shit.
I'm sure that the court was enlightened by your geopolitical tirade, Mr. Brown.
I just want to start snitching.
See, I didn't have the chances that you have, Miss Barr.
Oh, here we go.
And I wanted to get out, but they threatened to kill my mother.
Who are you talking about, Mr. Brown? What
Man from the
they?
bank.
They. Look at it. Kareem Akbar.
Oh, shit.
That's right, the educated brother from the bank.
The educated brother from the bank.
He's the real head of the CMB, the brains behind the whole thing. I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of
This shit bigger than Nino Brown, man. All right. All right, people. All right. We're back at page one. We're back at page one. Sorry. Are y'all with me? Shout out to all oh wow. Shout out to all 6,000 people on the academy. I think we got about like 9,500 on King Academics, and we almost got 3,000 on Twitch, man. Shout out to everybody who's watching, and of course all my people watching on Rumble as well. All right, so we're gonna get into this lawsuit. It's a long lawsuit. Again, I'm gonna try to give you a good mix of information, but also breaking it down into some layman's terms because some of this stuff could be confusing. So again, Drake files as his real name here, right? Now, I do want to say that, remember in one of the petitions, in the New York petition, Drake didn't file as himself. Drake filed as Frozen Moments, which led me to believe that Drake was trying to conceal his actions. Yo, could y'all hear my dog or not? If y'all can't hear him, I'm about to shut the door on this nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hold on. It's loud as shit. Oh. Yo, chill the fuck out, nigga. Now I won't hear. Anyway, perfect. Good thing I built this. This thing's like a studio. All right. So cool. So Drake had filed in New York court as Frozen Moments, which is a company he owns. And by the way, that's the company that owns his copyrights for his music. However, since everybody has found out that it's Drake, Drake is now sued directly with his name. So it's Aubrey Graham versus Universal Music Group. And this is a really interesting lawsuit because of a few things. So check this out. So number one, it says the complaint here is Drake, through his attorneys, bringing this complaint against UMG. Now, the introduction starts off very interesting. It starts off with a quote from the chief executive officer of UMG, which is known as Lucian Grange. It says a single lie can destroy a reputation of integrity and ... While it takes years to build a reputation, it could be ruined in 5 minutes. Now, let me just look up this quote because I think I know where this quote is from. Okay. I think I know where this quote is from. Give me a second. I don't think, no, that's not it. Where is it from?
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I wanted to prove it to y'all, but I think this quote is from a lawsuit that involved Diddy. That they tried to sue UMG and Lucian Grange, claiming that Lucian Grange was at some of these freak offs or parties of Diddy and attended his home frequently. UMG's lawyers, on behalf of Lucian Grange, I believe, responded swiftly and vehemently saying, yo, bitch, you lying. Lucian Grange never went to Diddy's house and wasn't in LA or wherever at these times. And basically, in attacking that lawyer that made those erroneous claims, they quoted this, which isn't a original Lucian Grange quote. Is actually, I think they track it back to it's either Warren Buffett or somebody else. So that's where that quote is from, which is ironic because I think Drake is using a quote that was derived from a lawsuit that was trying to put Lucian Grange in some Diddy shit, all while some people would say what Kendrick accused Drake of is some Diddy shit, right? So number one, it says, in the middle of the night on May 7th, a armed group of assailants drove up to the Toronto house in which Drake and his family resided. Drake was inside. The car stopped in front of the residence. Someone yelled, "Fuck Drake!" And at least one gunman began to open fire. One bullet went through the security gate and hit Drake's front door. Another bullet struck and wounded a security guard who was one of Drake's friends. While the car drove away, Drake and the others in the house summoned help for the security guard and did everything possible to keep him alive. During nearly 30 minutes it took for the ambulance to arrive, Drake and others labored to keep the man alive by applying pressure to the gunshot wound with towels. Blood was everywhere. After the security guard arrived at the hospital, surgeons worked quickly to remove the bullet, stop the bleeding, and save his life. Though it took days for his condition to stabilize, thankfully the security guard survived. The very next day, May 8th, a different intruder used his bare hands to dig a hole under the security fence surrounding Drake's house. He managed to dig deep enough to squeeze through and enter Drake's property. Fortunately, Drake's home security guards caught him before he was able to cause any physical harm, although the trespasser managed to yell racist slurs and threats against Drake before escorted off the property. On May 9th, the very next day, another attempted break-in happened. In the 2 decades leading up to May 2024, although Drake was constantly in the public eye, nothing remotely like these events had ever happened to him or his family. But these events were not coincidental. They immediately followed and were approximately caused by UMG's actions leading up to May 4th. UMG is the world's largest music company. Also, the music company that has represented Drake for more than a decade. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry, I missed where I was reading that. Okay, here. For a decade. Yet on May 4th, UMG approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track that falsely accused Drake of being a pedophile and calls for violent retribution against him. Even though UMG enriched itself and its shareholders by exploiting Drake's music for years, and it knew its salacious allegations against Drake were false, UMG chose corporate greed over the safety and well-being of his artists. In controversy, UMG saw an opportunity, seized it, and continued to fan the flames, even after learning that the incitement of violence on May 7th and 8th, along with the unrelenting vitriol towards Drake that has followed. The song in question is Not Like Us, the recorded, written and performed by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, professionally known as Kendrick Lamar. The recording was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal pedophile, and to suggest that the public should resort to vigilante justice in response. The recording is defamatory because its lyrics, its album image, the image, and the music video, the video, all advance the false and malicious narrative that Drake is a PDF file. The lyrics repeatedly accuse Drake of engaging in criminal acts, including calling him a certified pedophile and a predator who needs to be placed on a oh my God, I don't even know I'm laughing. On a neighborhood watch. The image was designed to reinforce and in fact reinforces the accusation by depicting Drake's actual Toronto's house, covered in the icons that are known to be used by law enforcement, as well as public safety applications like Citizen, to identify sex offenders' residences online. The video bolsters the same message, for example, by showing images associated with sex trafficking and juxtaposing the game of hopscotch with the lyrics, accusing Drake of trying to strike a chord, and it's this is like jokes, and it's probably a minor. Wow. The lawsuit isn't about the artist who created Not Like Us, so he pretty much says, I'm not suing Kendrick. It is instead entirely about UMG. The music company that decided to publish, promote, and exploit and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false but dangerous. As UMG knows and has known at all relevant times, the recorded image and video allegations are unequivocally false. Drake is not a PDF file. He's never engaged in acts that would require to be placed on a neighborhood watch. He's never engaged in sexual relations with a minor. Drake has never been charged with or convicted of any criminal acts whatsoever. Notwithstanding this knowledge that these allegations were fabricated, starting in May 2024, UMG waged an unrelenting campaign to spread the recording image and video, called the defamatory material, as widely as possible. They did so because it understood that recordings, inflammatory and shocking allegations were a gold mine. Spreading the defamatory material served the business purposes for UMG. First, the more people who listen to and stream and watch and download the defamatory material, the more money UMG and his executives would make. Second, UMG owns Kendrick Lamar's entire back catalog of recorded music. The leadership of Interscope had every incentive to prove it could maximize Lamar's sales after only recently persuading him to enter into his own direct license for a limited recording commitment of new music. Third, in contrast with Lamar's first direct deal, UMG's contract with Drake was nearing fulfillment.
Shopify Point of Sale makes it easy to start and grow your retail business, all backed by the world's most powerful.
What? In contrast with Lamar's first direct deal. Okay, so Drake's new deal was almost fulfilled. And on information and belief that Universal anticipated an extended Drake's contract, that extending Drake's contract would be costly. By devaluing Drake's music and brand, Universal will gain a leverage to force Drake to sign a new deal on terms more favorable to UMG. UMG's campaign was successful. The recording cloaks cleverly dangerous lyrics behind a catchy beat and an inviting hook. Capitalized on those attributes, UMG used every tool at its disposal to ensure that the world would hear that Drake like him young. The defamatory material has been played billions of times. Its false central message has gone viral via social and legacy media channels in dozens of languages. At minimum, hundreds of millions of people spanning the globe. It's not just fans of rap who now believe Drake is a certified pedophile. The recording has been ubiquitous. UMG used its promotional resources and exclusive licensing rights to place a recording on numerous nationally televised events, including but not limited to award shows, national political events, and more. But billions of plays and ubiquity was not enough for UMG. Over the course of the last several months, UMG made several financial investments that leveraged the professional connections via sophisticated and highly organized publicity campaigns to arrange for the recordings to be performed at one of the most significant and viewed cultural events of the year, the Super Bowl. UMG is legally responsible for the release, publication, and promotion of the defamatory material, including the foreseeable consequences of the same. UMG's business is to possess the exclusive rights to reproduce, distribute, and license music, including over the internet. In other words, it is only with UMG's explicit approval that the defamatory material could have been released in the first instance and later streamed, shared, and performed publicly and exploited by content creators on TikTok and on Instagram. UMG's campaign went well beyond the traditional music company's playbook. Indeed, UMG has unleashed every weapon in its arsenal, include on information and belief, certain practices that are unlawful. They're talking about bots. In memorandum to staff reflected on the highlights of 2021, Sir Lucian Grange remarked that it was harder than ever for artists to break through the noise. As for example, 60,000 songs are added to Spotify every day. UMG made sure that Not Like Us broke through the noise. For one, UMG took the unprecedented step, contrary to its internal practices, to remove the recording's copyright restrictions on YouTube and Twitch thereby whitelisting the recording. That's what they're talking about, giving streamers the ability to stream it. Thereby whitelisting the recording to ensure content creators would republish it broadly. On information and belief, UMG and its agents further put a thumb on the scale by covertly offering financial incentives to third parties to deceptively stream the recording on streaming platforms, to play the recording on the radio, or to otherwise promote and endorse the defamatory material, all without ever disclosing the payments. These actions not only spread and further ingrained the defamatory statements in the minds of the public, but deceived the consumers and harmed Drake economically. Predictably, millions of people who listened to the recording or saw the image believed the defamatory material to be true. UMG has previously published Lamar's song Euphoria, which was widely understood to be targeted at Drake, which stated, "Don't tell me no lie, I won't tell no truths about you." As voluminous public commentary confirms, the average listener and viewer of has understood that the defamatory material to reflect the truth rather than the art or hyperbole. In the words of the commentator, everyone believes that Drake loves touching children. UMG's greed yielded worldwide, real-world consequences. As described above, it was 3 days after UMG originally published the song, Drake was targeted at his home by armed intruders in the 2024 equivalent of Pizzagate. What? Pizzagate. The online response was similar, violent, and hateful. An avalanche of online hate speech that branded Drake as a sex offender and a pedophile, among other epithets. Public commentary has repeated the false claim that Drake is a pedo and a sexual abuser on the level of Weinstein, Diddy, and Epstein, who traffics children in a shipping container and harbors convicted sex offenders in his Toronto home. In direct response to UMG's publications, social media users call for the Federal Bureau of Investigations, FBI, to come at this point, and for Drake to be locked up and be behind bars. The mob-like response to the recording continues to unfold on and offline. Recently, flyers were plastered all over Toronto with a photo of Drake and a Canadian YouTuber who was sentenced for 3 years in prison for sexual assault with the words, "Canadian sex predators gotta stick together." With the palpable physical threat to Drake's safety and a bombardment of online harassment, Drake fears for his safety and for the security of his family and friends. After the attacks on his home, he pulled his son, Adonis, out of his elementary school he attended in Toronto due to safety concerns. And once school ended for the summer, Drake arranged for his son and his mom to leave Toronto entirely. Day to day, Drake continues to take steps to address persistent threats to his security. The violence and vitriol towards Drake was foreseeable. The recording falsely accuses Drake of one of the most vile behaviors imaginable and explicitly calls for retaliatory and violence retribution against him. The false pedophile accusation is a devastating, effective method of assassinating someone's character online. When spread virally, the accusation could destroy individual's reputation in a brand matter of days. As one expert on conspiracy theories has explained, there's always been a certain amount of salaciousness in these conspiracy theories, and if it involves children, people immediately just lose their minds, even if the children don't exist. If you put out the suggestion out there, it grabs a hold in a way that is difficult to dislodge. UMG understands how dangerous these kind of allegations are. Indeed, when it comes to allegations against UMGs and executives, they have not hesitated to take legal actions against their accusers. Just last year, UMG and Sir Grange was accused, in their words, without the slightest factual basis of aiding and abetting, okay, here we go, Diddy in his criminal sex acts. Moving to dismiss the complaint against them, UMG and Sir Lucian Grange argued that the accusation were offensively false of criminal behavior that would be libelous per se, if not contained within a legal filing. Sir Lucian Grange called the allegations against him, knowing that they were malicious, false, and defamatory. He also explained that a single lie, okay, so it was from that, so I get proof now, destroys a reputation and integrity while it takes years to build, okay? The recognizing false allegations against him might interfere with his efforts. Oh my God, there's a lot of fucking reading. Ooh, let's not do that, Cardi. Give me 1 second. I gotta go grab some water or something and take a piss. Hold up. Law and crimes. I'm gonna let law and crimes.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief. Minimum payments could literally
He was hip hop's biggest.
Wow, I think I'd have to talk about Drake, did they? No, they did? No, they didn't talk about Drake all day. What? Oh, they didn't get to it. Just give me 1 second. My throat getting dry. Pause. Okay. Okay. Let's play this YouTuber. So this is one of the guys who's mentioned in there, and he's saying that Drake snitched on him. Give me 1 second. All right, I gotta go get some.
Man, ain't no well this video. There's no way, Drake. Drake is no way I'm reading what I'm reading right now, dog. Oh nah, ain't no coming back from this. Man, I bet I never see another Drake. Boy, there's no way y'all can vouch for this here. Y'all, bro, just like what the title said, this is exactly what's happening. This nigga Drake done snitched on the reaction community. It's no way. There's no way you got us in this case, dog. Nigga, we chilling, having fun. And you got us listed in the case? Oh, this gotta be the softest nigga ever, dog. Man, Drake, you ain't hip-hop, bro. There's no way. You a great artist, I'll give you that all day long. I promise you. Can't take that from you. But, bro, you gotta be the softest nigga in the history of Earth. Yo, look at this, y'all. I ain't even finna waste y'all time, dog. Look at this shit. Look at this. Read, nigga. Can y'all read? Read it. I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds to read it. And then I'm gonna read it. This is real. This is real. The top part. This is what I said when I saw it. Drake, ain't no way you snitching on me, bro. I can't believe this nigga got my name right there. He got RDC. He got Cartier family. He got, who else? Ziz, Casanet, all the big niggas. If you gonna put some of us, you gotta put all of us. You can't just put the big niggas. Man, there's no way, dog. Yo, this nigga really said, he said the label, UMG, gave content creators basically the right to monetize our videos to spread, to defame his image, basically. Basically, to make him look bad, they let us monetize our content. Nigga, what? That makes no sense. We was gonna react to it anyway. Whether we got paid or not, nigga, we still was gonna react. Dre, you must be new here. That's the biggest thing we complain about. Copyright, nigga. Copyright. Niggas was gonna react anyway. This is the biggest beef ever, nigga. Do that make sense to you? Man, ain't no way this nigga this crazy, dog. This nigga said they let us monetize our video to spread his defaming even more. Drake, we wasn't thinking about you, bro. We wasn't thinking about how it made you look. Nigga, we was happy about the beef as a whole. Nigga, Music Reactors was happy it was beef. Y'all was going track for track. That was the greatest thing that happened last year. And probably like the past 20 years. We ain't cared nothing. At the end of the day, nobody expected to get paid from that beef. Because we just knew it was going to get copyrighted. We can't help them niggas ain't put claims on that stuff. That ain't our fault, nigga. That's not our fault. Yo, I can't believe this, dog. I can't believe this nigga Drake. Bro, I was just about to tweet. This nigga got UMG, Spotify, all them in the chokehold right now.
On purpose.
They say he done settled. Drake ain't settled nothing. That nigga Drake, he act like he settled so he could just drop the real lawsuit.
You can see it's
now he really on their neck, which was smart. I gotta give him that. I feel like he got them boys right where he want them.
There you can
but
see
then I saw this here, dog. I saw this right here. I said, ain't no way Dre snitched on this, bro. Ain't no way he snitched. He literally named certain niggas.
Woke up to
and then you got me up there third.
Flames to the sky.
What he say ask me for?